there everyone, how are you doing? Joe Marin here from MobileCupOfJoe.com. In this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, I'm going to be giving you my full review of the LG Spirit 4G on MetroPCS. Now the Spirit 4G is a prepaid, no contract mid-range smartphone on MetroPCS and is currently selling for $219 after a $50 mail-in rebate. Now since this guy is prepaid, it means that you won't be tied down with him for a 2-year contract if you decide to purchase it. So you are getting specifications such as a 1.2 GHz dual-core processor, a 4.5-inch screen with Corning Gorilla Glass, 5-megapixel rear-facing camera, and Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich, and more packed into this guy right here. $220 and no contract. So the Spirit 4G, a good smartphone for those of you looking to get a new handset, want to save a few bucks in the process, or those of you that want to get your very first Android smartphone, or does it fall flat and not have a Spirit at all. I'm Joe Martin from MobileCupOfJoe.com. We're going to find out right now. But before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, bring it over, and sit on down. And take a swig for Mobile Cup of Joe.
Alright, before we get too far in this review, I'd like to give a big thank you and shout out to our friends over at MetroPCS for hooking us up with the LG Spirit 4G. As you guys, companies like MetroPCS that send us their products to unbox and review if you guys are fans, allow us to do all these reviews. So big thanks to MetroPCS. Let's get started with this review. So as all of our reviews, we're going to talk about the design and build quality of the LG Spirit 4G. So, on the front of the device, you have your 4.5-inch screen with a pixel resolution of 960 by 540. On the bottom, below the screen, you have your 3 navigational buttons, your back button, your home button, and your menu button. At the top, we've got your LG logo, 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, and your LG logo. On the top, you have your microphone pinhole and your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. On the bottom, you have your micro USB syncing/charging port and your second microphone pinhole. All those pinholes on the devices. On the right, you've got your power/lock button, and on the left, we have our physical volume rocker. On the back, we have our 5-megapixel camera with LED flash and a nice kind of blue tint to them, a MetroPCS logo, 4G logo, and below all that, we've got our LG logo and our speaker grill right there. All this nice plastic textured back. So the LG Spirit 4G is 5.08 by 2.61 by 0.37 inches with a weight of 4.3 ounces. So it is a very, very light device, very thin, feels very good in the hand. All in all, feels like a really nicely made handset. Now the front of the device, so in your 4.5-inch screen, is made of Corning Gorilla Glass, which makes it very durable as well. So if you accidentally drop it or something, it's going to really prevent it from getting any scratches. It's going to keep it looking really nice. So as you mentioned before, we're going to go ahead and get to some hardware specifications of the LG Spirit 4G. So as you mentioned before, the LG Spirit 4G has a 4.5-inch screen with a pixel resolution of 960 by 540. And if you get really close to the screen, you will notice that the icons look a little fuzzy, and while the text is still easy to read and colors are still nice and vibrant, if you've used 720p HD screens, 1080p HD screens, you are going to notice the lack and the drop down in screen resolution on the Spirit 4G. Still looks really nice, it's easy to look at, but it's not going to be as pretty as some HD displays. Now, in terms of processing speeds on the Spirit 4G, we've got a 1.2 GHz dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon processor, along with 1 GB of RAM. So let's go ahead and go into Temple Run 2 to see how it runs in gaming performance. And we're going to launch that, loading it up right now. Now, in our testing, gaming performance games like Temple Run 2 ran really great. I was actually really surprised for its 1.2 GHz dual-core processor. So let's go ahead and run Temple Run 2, and we're running from that giant monkey thing, still trying to figure out exactly what that is, but we always run away from it. And as you can see, it runs pretty good. You will notice occasionally that there will be a bit of a slowdown or a hiccup in the games like this that have intensive graphics like Temple Run 2 does, but for the most part, gaming ran really great. Especially for a prepaid mid-range smartphone like this, really incredible to see this type of processing power coming. Again, you will see a couple hiccups here and there, but for the most part, it ran really, really great. So let's go ahead and back out of that. And let's go ahead and open up our Google Chrome web browser and take a look at how web browsing performs on the Spirit 4G with that dual-core processor. So we're going to head on over to mobilecupofjoe.com. I guess, you got to have that free advertising for your website on your videos. And you can see that pinching to zoom works really well. Google Chrome is a very snappy web browser, and the processors help it just speed right along and get you through all of your web browsing needs. So you can scroll through the articles. Again, the pinch to zoom runs extremely smooth. Let's go ahead and open some more tabs so you can see how the web browser runs with multiple tabs open. Let's go ahead and go to Google Chrome. Wants us to really be sure if we want to use it on Google Chrome. Let's go ahead and open another tab, and let's just go to the Welcome to Google page. So you can see we now have 3 tabs open, and switching between open tabs is a very, very nice process. Not really seeing any hiccups here. Web browsing is very snappy on the Spirit 4G, and it's really nice again. You're seeing these really good processing speeds on these mid-range devices. Really cool to see how far we've come for mid-range devices in the smartphone market in such a short period of time. So let's go ahead and see how swiping through our applications and home screens looks. As you can see, it is a very smooth experience. You don't really get any lag when swiping through them. Really, really nice to see. Now on the back of the Spirit 4G, we do have a 5 megapixel rear-facing camera with LED flash, and on the front we have a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. Let's go ahead and go into our gallery just to take a quick look at how the pictures did turn out. And we'll go to camera, and we'll take a look at some sample photos, and we're going to go ahead and turn off our umbrella light real quick so you can really see the pictures. Now, while they don't look that great, and while it was a really, really gloomy day when I did take these pictures, because, that's how Michigan weather goes, they still turned out really nice. The colors, while they weren't really oversaturated or undersaturated, they were very accurate. Again, you're not going to get the highest looking and best looking pictures since this is a mid-range device on a prepaid plan, but for a 5 megapixel shooter, actually was really impressed with it overall. Now, under the hood of the Spirit 4G, we do have a 2,150 milliamp hour removable battery, and I'll show you that if we can pop the back open. So you can see it comes off very easily. There's your 2150 milliamp hour battery. In our testing, you could actually get through about 2 days of use with moderate texting, application usage, taking pictures, etc. So a really good battery, and it's nice to be able to pop it out if you do need to expand your battery or if you want to carry out an extra one. Really nice to be able to still see some handsets that coming out in 2012 and 2013 that still have removable battery options. Now, the LG Spirit 4G has 4.3 gigs of internal storage, but you can see right there that you do have an option to expand it via micro SD card slot up to 32 gigabytes, which is really nice to see. To have expandable memory and a removable battery really, really does help out the Spirit 4G being a really good smartphone choice. Now, one of my biggest downsides with the Spirit 4G is actually its reception. So the Spirit 4G is running on MetroPCS. Let's go ahead and turn off our Wi-Fi for a second. And you can see that we are getting 1 bar of service. Now, I will admit that I live in Lawrence, Michigan. That's my area of residency. Very, very rural area, so we don't get the best reception with cell phone companies out here. But I did travel to Panama City Beach in Florida for spring break. And when we traveled there, we went by car. We went through about 5 different states. We went through Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, Alabama, and Florida. The entire time, I was only able to get around 1 to 2 bars of service with 1x reception. Never was able to test out the 4G LTE data speeds, and that's a big disappointment. I usually don't like to bash phones and take points away from them for their reception, but for the Spirit 4G, I had to make an exception. The call quality on the Spirit 4G was actually kind of poor as well. While people that I talked to said I sounded okay, on my end, I could kind of hear some echoing of my voice if I listened really closely. Now let's go ahead and talk about some software of the Spirit 4G. So the Spirit 4G is running Android 4.0.4 Ice Cream Sandwich and is layered with LG's Optimus 3.0 user interface. You can see there it is 4.0.4. Let's go ahead and look at our little ice cream sandwich Easter egg, which is always fun. Got our little Nyan Cat thing there, which is sad. No one really watches Nyan Cat anymore. Great video. Then Gammon Style took it over, and it just died in YouTube death. But gonna stop talking about Nyan Cats for a minute and finish our review. So you can see that it is powered with LG's 3.0 user interface. I really am a big fan of the 3.0 user interface. One of my biggest things I love about it are quick settings. So if you slide from notifications, you see that you have options for like Wi-Fi, brightness, Bluetooth, all that. But you can also go ahead and go to this button that says Edit, where you can rearrange all the items that are displayed in your notification panel. So you can see that we have a Wi-Fi, brightness, sound, and GPS displayed first. Let's go ahead and move these around. Let's say we want sound profile first, and you know what? We want Bluetooth to appear first, and we'll have GPS be third, and let's bring up our airplane mode below Wi-Fi. And let's go ahead and let's say that we want to keep airplane mode, but we don't really care about brightness or quick memo, and we want to have access to our data right from our notifications bar. So next time we slide down, you see that it's completely changed. Now we have Bluetooth first, and we completely can redesign how the quick settings are laid out in your notifications, which is really helpful. Now say that you want to get rid of absolutely everything except your Wi-Fi. You can go ahead and uncheck all those and back out, and next time when you slide down, you only have access to your Wi-Fi. Absolutely love that feature of quick settings. No other smartphone or manufacturer's user interface with quick settings allows you to customize it like you can on the Optimus 3.0 user interface, which is really nice. So you can also have the option to change your icons on the 3.0 Optimus user interface. If you simply hold down on an icon like so, and then you tap it again, you can change the icon to this entire list that LG gives you. So say for Gmail, we want a green G. You've got it right there. Really cool. You have so much customization with here. Absolutely love it. LG also gives you the ability to change your transition effects when you're swiping through your home screens. You see right now you have kind of a carousel effect when we're swiping through them, but we can go here and choose from a list of 7 different options of what we want our transition effect to look like. So let's go ahead and choose Breeze just for an example. And now when we swipe through, you see we have a different transition effect. Really cool feature. Love to see all this customization that LG really tries to bring with their user interface. I know a lot of people kind of bash LG for making their Optimus user interface be too cartoony, but personally, I really like it. Now, another feature on LG's Optimus user interface for their smartphones with Android is that you have Quick Memo on here, which is LG's own note-taking feature. While Quick Memo is really nice if you want to jot down some handwritten notes, it can be really inaccurate if you don't have a nice, accurate stylus to take your notes with. It can be kind of cumbersome when making them with just your finger, but all in all, it's a really nice feature. So with all that said, I'm going to be giving the LG Spirit 4G an 8 out of 10. Now, while this phone does have its faults with things such as the poor screen resolution and the really unreliable service from MetroPCS, you're getting really good processors, you're getting a very, very nice design, you're getting expandable memory, a removable battery, Android ice cream sandwich, really fantastic deal. For $220 with no 2-year contract, prepaid phone, it's an incredible steal. Oh, this is an exceptional mid-range device. Again, $220, no contract, mid-range device. This is perfect for people looking to get their very first smartphone, or if you're just in the market for a new smartphone and you want to save a few bucks in the process, this is a really good deal. Again, keep in mind that MetroPCS has really, really poor reception. Call quality on the Spirit 4G was quite poor as well, and the screen is not that great. This is still a very reliable phone, very nicely designed phone, and again, really great for those looking to step into the smartphone market for the very first time. So please feel free to comment below and let me know what you think of the LG Spirit 4G. And that's all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button if you did like it. It takes 1 second to do so, and it really does help support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, I would really appreciate it if you'd go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. And you guys all know that Mobile Cup of Joe, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for the latest Mobile Cup of Joe news. And head on over to www.mobilecupofjoe.com for the latest in technology news. I'm Joe Martin from mobilecupofjoe.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.